The lack of fixed collateral among small, medium, and micro enterprises can pose a variety of challenges in securing financing and sustaining business operations. Banks and other financial institutions often require fixed collateral as a prerequisite for approving loans.
Every private sector development report quoted access to finance as a long-standing issue that the private sector has been experiencing for a number of years.
Immovable property security refers to a financial and legal arrangement where immovable properties such as land and buildings are used as collateral to secure a loan or other financial obligations. It offers protection to lenders to register a legal claim or lien on the immovable property, giving them the right to seize or sell the property if the borrower defaults on their obligations. On the other hand, movable property security refers to the use of movable assets as collateral to secure a loan or fulfill a financial obligation. This includes tangible assets such as machinery, vehicles, inventory, equipment, and agricultural products. Intangible assets such as intellectual property rights, accounts receivable, and financial instruments can also be considered as movable property. In 2017, the government of St. Lucia, citing the challenges faced by small and medium enterprises, began the research phase towards a movable properties registry.
So the very first thing that happened is that there was a diagnostic exercise where the World Bank officials and IFC officials came to St. Lucia. They properly diagnosed the problem. They met with all agencies which would have been affected by the coming of this new legislative environment. And at the end of this exercise, they produced a diagnostic report which sort of provided a Bible for us in terms of implementation.
In 2014, we started the process of consultation for the security interest in Movable Bill. Again, this is basically to create a more level playing field for small business, a more level playing field for less established business, Mr. Speaker.
Since Parliament passed the Security Interest in Movable Properties Bill in late 2022, IOC has been supporting the government with the design and development and also the implementation of a modern online notice-based collateral registry, which will help operationalize the law. This new system, which is expected to be rolled out in November 2023, will be informed by international best practice. Our work includes training of key stakeholders on the new collateral registry system, and that includes financial institutions, governments, officials, the business community, creditors, and legal practitioners.
The legislation was done through a consultative process. It began some time back, and it's a response mostly to concerns expressed by the agents in the market, so lenders, borrowers, about the ease with which entities can access finance from institutions. It's also coming out of a concern surrounding financial inclusion and the fact that there are so many possibly viable enterprises that do not have an opportunity to access finance because of the fact that the process for offering security is so cumbersome.
The Collateral Registry is essentially an online or web-based platform for the registration of secured transactions involving movable property. Essentially what that means is that for any loan that you wish to obtain over an asset that does not involve or is not land or a building attached to the land, then this would be the process or the system by which you engage in the registration of that charge. This system allows you to register what we call general collateral. And so if you take the case of intellectual property rights, intangible assets, or anything of that nature, you would not necessarily have a serial number assigned. And so what you may very well find is that you end up having to use a descriptor of the asset to sufficiently capture what it is that is the subject of this security arrangement, and that will be used in place of a serial number in essence.
A very tangible example would be perhaps maybe an agricultural enterprise where there may be some specialized farming equipment, right? An excavator of some sort, vehicles, that, normally it would be very difficult in terms of the specialized equipment to actually convince a financial institution that this is a good asset that you can actually hold. With the security interests in movable property bill, we would now have an opportunity via the mechanism of the Collateral Registry for such specialized equipment, including the vehicles, to be incorporated as security.
With the introduction of St. Lucia's Movable Collateral Registry, bills of sale will no longer be required as liens can now be registered online.
In the area of verification of these liens or charges, I think this system is a cut clearly above the rest of the systems or the processes that we have implemented thus far. It is by far an improvement over the current process for performing searches of the existing registry. What users are now enabled to do is to simply log in with or without an account, and there's no charge for that type of search, but you can simply log into the system, input the serial number of an asset that is subject to registration, and the system will instantaneously tell you whether that asset is collateralized or not. And with that added information, people can now make better decisions about the use of assets, whether to purchase them or whether to subject them to further financing if they are in fact subject to financing already.
Address in certain cases as well. If you don't include that into the registration when you perform a registration, it will not go forward.
The National Competitiveness and Productivity Council, NCPC, has spearheaded the coordination and implementation of this legislative reform, which is projected to boost economic activity in St. Lucia by making access to finance easier for micro, small, and medium enterprises.
The main implementing agencies have been the OECS Regional Tourism Competitiveness Project, and it is a World Bank funded project under the Ministry of Tourism. They have been the main funding agency for the Collateral Registry. We also have the International Financial Corporation. They have provided a lot of technical assistance for the project, and going forward, they will also be providing technical support to the other OECS islands who have plans to implement this project later on. We also have the High Court Registry. This is the main implementing agency where the Collateral Registry will be housed. Additionally, we have worked with the USAID through the Caribbean Business and Enabling Environment Reform activity, and they have provided communication support in order for us to bring public sensitization as we roll out for implementation of the Collateral Registry. The communication plan is very important because the public needs to be aware of what the Collateral Registry is, what the benefits are, and of course we are thankful to the USAID for providing the financing for that aspect of the project.
At USAID, we take pride in our partnership with the government of St. Lucia, and in particular, we are pleased to partner with them on the recently instituted Collateral Registry. Recognizing the profound significance of enhancing access to financial resources, these transformative reforms hold the promise of reshaping St. Lucia's business landscape and elevating the overall investment climate of the nation. In the broader context of the Eastern Caribbean, we congratulate St. Lucia for its pioneering role in establishing the Collateral Registry. We are also pleased that the registry will serve as a model for other countries in the Eastern Caribbean. We are hopeful that as the Collateral Registry is rolled out region-wide, that it will be the catalyst for regional economic transformation.
St. Lucia has spearheaded a pivotal development within the OECS by being the inaugural country to implement the Security Interests in Movable Property Registry. This landmark initiative paves the way for a more inclusive and dynamic financial ecosystem, allowing for a broader array of assets to be utilized as collateral, to include movable assets. The successful deployment of this registry in St. Lucia is envisaged to secure a blueprint for other territories within the OECS, facilitating a smoother and swifter transition as they work towards bringing their respective movable collateral registries online. This collaborative approach not only signals a collaborative stride towards financial inclusivity, but also fosters a cooperative spirit among the member states, leveraging shared learning and experiences to enhance economic resilience regionally.